Hi guys, Coral here with Allergy Reality Inspiration. Today I'm in my kitchen, yay, talking about some of my favorite must-have items that I have in my pantry and freezer all the time. I always have stocked up. Now there's so many items that I'm missing, but these are some of my very faves. Now we eat gluten-free in our home, so stay tuned, all you gluten-free eaters. Okay, so to start us out, I am going to be talking about the thing I eat night and day, breakfast or snack or dinner or what, and they're my rice cakes. Now these come in lots of different flavors and variety. My favorite one happens to be the apple cinnamon with a little bit of peanut butter. I know all you nut allergies, you can use sun butter or what. And then I love little mini chocolate chips on top. That's like my favorite treat that I love to eat after the kids go to bed, so shh, don't tell them. That's why they're always gone. But also, this is how I pack my kids' lunches. I throw some peanut butter or jelly or just anything puts on these. These are so great, especially with the different flavors too. These are awesome. The second thing I want to talk to you, something that I always have in my cupboard, like I just buy like 5 boxes every time at the store when they're not $4 a box, when they're like $1.99. Then I do stock up. And this is the Barilla gluten-free pasta. This is the pasta that my family loves. Even the gluten eaters, they'll totally eat this if I make a good sauce. And I tend to, once it's done cooking, I put a little butter on it and I don't cook it too long, right? You don't want it to be mushy. So, because then it just kills it. So I cook it a little al dente, then I add a little butter. Sometimes I put it back on the fire, on the stove. I do have a stove. I put it back on the stove and cook it a little bit longer with the sauce or what, and I make sure that there's lots of flavor. I put salt, pepper, all of the good stuff on it, so then that way there's lots of flavor. But I really like this brand. There are other brands that we like too, but this is my go-to brand that you can find almost everywhere. So that's something fun. Another thing is, this deserves like a whole post in and of itself. Milton's gluten-free crackers. You guys, they're so good. I always have these on hand. I buy like 2 bags from Costco, see, hence how big it is. I buy these all the time, and these are just good for everybody. Gluten eaters, gluten-free eaters, they're just so good. We usually do like ham and cheese on them, or a little avocado, or I serve them with my eggs. Like literally I throw them on the plate for every meal almost. It's just a really good snack that we love. So Milton's crackers, and they have a lot of varieties. I'm loving the Himalayan salt ones. I have those in my pantry too right now. You better believe it, they're so good. Okay, so Milton's crackers we love. And another one, which I actually first saw on Shark Tank. Do you guys know these were on Shark Tank years ago? I love Shark Tank, by the way. Brownie bites. Brownie bites are so yummy. I always have these in the freezer to have on hand. Say, I don't know, I'm making pasta, right? And I need something to go with it. Or the kids just are feeling like they're missing their breads. This like totally satisfies everybody. We love them. We love them. We love them. And we love them when we buy them at Costco, and Costco carries them. Thank you, Costco, because they're such a big bag and they're pretty inexpensive. When you go to the grocery store, they're smaller bags, and of course they're a little bit more pricey. So we love the big bags from Costco. I wish Costco would just have a whole gluten-free line. Come on now, like really, that would like help our lives so much, right? Another thing that I love to have on hand is, well, I do love Enjoy Life. But a brand of cupcake, or a cake mix or a brownie mix, always on hand, because a party will come up that I forgot about, and Chanel, she can't have cake at a party, so I need to make something on the fly, or I make some up and I put them in little squares and little baggies and I throw them in the freezer. And so I generally always have something on hand that she can take with her when she goes to a party, or when she goes to preschool, or whatever she's doing that people are going to be having treats. I always make sure that she has something so she doesn't feel slighted, and she really doesn't, because we make them really good. And that goes right along with my next tip that I have, and my next item that we always have in our house. You guys, I think every video that I talk about my pantry items, I talk about this. Jello pudding. Jello pudding, and especially now with the no artificial flavors, dyes, or preservatives, the flavor is so much better. So much better. I can't even tell you. Yes, so I always have this on hand and I throw it in everything. I put it in my brownie mix. Well, I usually use the chocolate one if I'm using chocolate, but you get my picture. And then I also use it in my pancakes, so it takes away that like kind of like gritty taste or what that sometimes you can have with gluten-free pancakes. And actually, even if you're just regular, you eat anything and you eat gluten, still use some Jello pudding. Put it in every mix that you have. I used to make wedding cakes, and you guys, this was my secret. I tell you all my secrets. So Jello pudding, always have a cake mix on hand or a brownie mix. And then the last but not least, you guys are gonna think that I'm like so unhealthy. So I should be mentioning that we always have apples, oranges, bananas, grapes. We always have tons and tons of fruit. And that kind of satisfies a sweet tooth too, and a healthier one. And we like to buy organic. I know, before we went gluten-free, I was so oblivious to all these different things with GMOs and organic and all that, but they matter. It's so important what we're eating. They matter. And so definitely we try to eat the fruits and veggies that are in season, and we eat a lot of them in our house. We go through a lot with 4 kids. Holy cow, I feel like I'm like buying the whole farm of like fruits and veggies. But anyways, so on that note, to switch completely different, to not be healthy, I always try to have a gluten-free snack on hand, whether it's like Hershey Kisses or here's Mike and Ike's. I try to just do that, and I have them tucked away. We don't eat treats a lot, but when we do, it's important for Chanel. If everybody's having, I don't even know, something with gluten in it, it's important for her to feel special and have a little treat too. Something that she loves. And so, and me too, because I eat gluten-free too. I don't have celiac at this point. It's not active, but I don't eat gluten because it messes me up royally, so it's not worth it. But I like to have a little treat on hand too, the times where everybody's having a treat, and I never feel slighted either because I always have a backup plan, right? So having your pantry and your fridge and your freezer stacked with foods that you love, brands that you know and you can trust, is so important to live a happy and healthy life, allergy friendly. So those are my tips for you today, and I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that you comment below and tell me what your staple items are, and maybe they'll become mine too, and we'll write a review or share a review of them too. All right guys, have a great day.